Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Sunday, May 10th, 2020. We are here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Unfortunately, we are still not open to the public. Still been working extremely hard, making sure that everything is going to be great once those doors reopen to everybody. We've been getting a lot of phone calls, people checking in with us, seeing if we know when that day is going to be. Unfortunately, we still have no more information than anybody else. Hopefully, it won't be too much longer, but who knows what phase we fall into, and we'll just have to wait and see. Shout outs to Greg and Caesar. Thank you for joining us. Thomas Roth, thank you for being here, man. Awesome to see you again. John and Gino and Paul. Of course, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hopefully everybody is having a great day, spending time with their mom if they can, and we wish them well for all the mothers out there from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Shout outs to Brian and Alan. Hello. And Greg saying, let's see the card for Flicky. Pete hasn't been in yet. We haven't had the updated card. Shout outs to Tom. Thank you for being here, man. Niall, and looking forward to visit once all this goes away. Keep your chin up. Oh, absolutely. We're staying positive. We're staying extremely busy. So much to do. And we've been doing, for those that follow us on Facebook, we just did a cabinet upgrade on our Godzilla cabinet. Moved that over to a new, it was a Primal Rage cabinet. It had been converted to Tekken when we got it, thanks to Jeremy Fox for selling us that cabinet over at Prince Arcades. We used it. We had split up our Ultraman and Godzilla cabinet. Godzilla got its own cabinet, and Ultra Toucan Densetsu got in the same cabinet with the other Ultraman games. So a much better pair, a good pairing with Ultraman and Godzilla, but a great pairing with two Ultraman games. Paul saying, can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for that, man. Dennis saying the daily Galloping Ghost Arcade fix. Absolutely. We've been doing this every single day, walking around the arcades, keeping everybody up to date, and hopefully something for everybody to look forward to as soon as those doors are open back up to the public. We had a great auction on, I think that was Friday night. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody who was a part of that. Last night we had GGA Jeremiah streaming Contra Evolution. He put up a new world record and also 1CC'd it and scored the first 1,000,000-point game, which was quite an amazing thing for a game that he's only played for a few days. So that is, he's out. He'll be back. We'll be doing a lot more live streams. It's been a lot of fun. So far we've seen Pete, former Gamer of the Year, Pete Hahn, put up a 1cc and a world record in Taito's Ninja Kids. Then we saw Danielle do an amazing playthrough on Flicky, released from Sega back in 1984. She was streaming for a few days, and she got not only the world record, looped the entire game, and just absolutely amazing. Such a fun run that one was. Again, thank you to everybody that's been following us on Twitch. And then last night, just seeing GGA Jeremiah play Contra Evolution. So more to come, more high-end gameplay coming up. And I still owe everybody a Kung Fu Master playthrough, so we'll see that too. Thomas Ross saying, I'm hoping this crap is over before October. Me and my twin can come celebrate our 40th birthday there. That would be awesome, man. Let me know if you're coming. We will do it up big for you guys. That would be awesome to have you here for that. Nick saying, can't wait to come back, man. Thank you so much for that. Joel, thank you for being here. Greg saying, I miss you guys. It is. It's hard. Every time we do the stream, it gets me thinking. It's like, wow, it's 5 p.m. and this place isn't packed with people. That's a lonely looking aisle. So we definitely miss everybody. It's a lot of fun always hanging out and get to talk about arcade games and the history behind it all and all the legends of the industry. So we can't wait to have everybody back. Anthony saying, knock, knock, let us in. Soon. Again, no official date yet, but it can't come soon enough for us. We're ready. We're ready. We've got we've been going through it. We're still doing our reorganization. We've been lining up all the cabinets. We've got all of our Stern games together, grouped. We've been doing a lot of just minor cabinet repairs. We've been working on me and Doug, we're working on Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, which has been just such a monster to keep that 100%. But we're right there. We're right there. It'll be really nice by the time everybody is back with us. Gary's saying, can we see the new Godzilla cabinet up close today, maybe? I wasn't able to bring it back down to the arcade. I upgraded that down at Productions. Honestly, I should have been working on the Monday Mystery game, but we'll get that ready in time. Plenty of time. What is it, 24 hours? Yeah, no problem, no problem. Should probably pick that game pretty soon, though. We'll hopefully have that here by tomorrow afternoon, and then in the next live Facebook stream, we'll be showing that off a bit more. Saying, hope you all are staying safe. Thank you so much for that. Us too. We hope everybody out there is staying safe and being well, and trying to find things to occupy your time, and don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you. It's everybody's going through the same thing. It's kind of the slog going through it day in and day out, but things I think are getting better. I think things are opening up. We're hitting, what is it, the third phase now, so it's getting close. We're over the hill on it, so stay tuned. We're just hang in there. Gary saying, hello, thank you for being here, man. Sam Griffin joining us. David saying, love the walkthrough, and you are a walking arcade encyclopedia. I try to, this stuff it means the world to me. It's easy to retain stuff like this. It's the dates and all the people that worked on the stuff. Each piece of information is super important. So I try. Shout out to Sam for joining us. Paul saying, coming down with my sister, dude, can't wait. It will be well worth it. Thank you so much for that, man. Tony saying, can you fix Star Castle? Can barely see the monitor to play it. Tony, not sure when you saw Star Castle last. It's been good for quite a while, I think. We rejuvenated a while back, and it's been pretty sharp. Howdy from RJ up in Canada. Thank you for being here, man. Alan saying, saw the Godzilla cabinet you posted earlier. Great job. Thank you so much for that. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so it was such an effort to find that board out in Japan. It is outrageously rare. I don't know if there can't be more than a couple hundred of those PCBs made. It might only even be 100. They had the serialization on it is very, very low numbers. So outrageously rare. I've only seen 2 for sale. One was the one that we picked up, and actually I couldn't pass up on getting the other one. So we actually have an extra board on that at some point. Probably going to put it in another cabinet and see if we can't sell that to a Godzilla collector or something. Paul saying, Blades of Steel, Shadow Dancer, and Gyrus. While we don't have Blades of Steel, we do have Shadow Dancer and Gyrus, both amazing. Shout outs to Todd Tuckey for joining us. Thank you for being here, man. I know Todd has an auction coming up next Saturday. Make sure to join him for that. That is going to be absolutely awesome. Todd, such a pillar of the arcade community, and thanks for being here, man. Anthony saying, have you talked to the other owners about setting up an MK3 WaveNet? MK3 WaveNet? What would I know about MK3 WaveNet? Everybody assumes I've got these legendary MK3 WaveNet ROMs lying in the vault somewhere. Maybe I do. Thomas saying, are you doing Twitch today? I got some Bitcoins for you. Thank you so much for that, man. You guys are so awesome to us when we're doing those all the time. You guys are so awesome to us. Was trying to get Danielle to come in today and do a stream. I don't think that's going to happen, and Jeremiah's out today, so We will see. We will see. Not looking good for today for Twitch, but tomorrow, of course, Monday Mystery, which will be extremely fun as long as I pick a game in time. But again, 24 hours, that's nothing. So much time, so much time. But again, I should pick that game soon. Bradley saying, saw the post about the Godzilla cabinet. I'm stoked for it. You know, again, I was a huge Godzilla fan, and I can't believe that that's the only arcade game for a Godzilla. There's so many Godzilla movies. That one came out in 1993. You would think they'd be popping up everywhere, doing one every few years, but not the case, not the case. Todd saying, Todd Tucky saying, Doc, do you have the old black and white deep scan? That is one we don't have. We don't have a ton of black and white games. We've got Circus and obviously our most popular is going to be Death Race. So, but no deep scan. Greg saying Godzilla is fun. Scott saying I want to go back. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Nick saying, is there a cabinet that exists for Ninja Hayate? So that was one of Ninja Hayate, also known as Revenge of the Ninja, is outrageously rare. Maybe one of the only people who may have seen one would be Todd Tucky. That guy's seen so many games over the years. I have never seen one in person. Knowing a lot of the collectors that I know, a lot of them have never seen one in person. So, I don't know. It's on my holy grail list along Revenge of the Ninja, also known as Ninja Hayate, Time Gal, and of course an R360. Those are like my holy grail games that there's not a lot of things that we let people know that are or are not in the vaults, but I'm going to need your guys' help to find those games. So if anybody ever finds a Ninja Hayate, I've seen people make great like emulator cabinets and stuff, and they've recreated all the artwork. And I mean, I'm all right with reproduced artwork and everything, but it's got to be the original arcade hardware. We've got games like Cobra Command, another really rare game. Right there. Beautiful cabinet. The Data East cabinets are so super nice. They have like the angled marquee similar to Dragon's Lair. They've got that second coin door down there, the little Data East coin door. Just really, really cool cabinet. Another game I'd like to get is Road Blaster. Amazing. The other game in the Cobra Command Laserdisc series. Shoutouts to Brady. Thank you for being here, man. Todd saying one other rare one, Sega Tranquilizer Gun, is so rare. It is. That is one. So basically in Tranquilizer Gun, you're going around a maze and you have to capture certain types. There's like a gorilla, there's a snake, an elephant, and a lion. And they all come out and they give you a number of how many of them you have to capture. And it's one of those super fun game. I just love this artwork. The elephant, the snake, the gorilla. Very, very fun game. We debuted this at our T20 tournament. All original. The only thing on it was on the side art, there's a cut. There's a little piece missing of the side art. But other fantastic shape. Both sides was cut. Not sure why. Not sure how that happened. Ben saying, who has the hardcore title? Currently, nobody. We have, normally it's supposed to be defended on a regular basis. So it will have to be redistributed. And the original hardcore champion, who was GG Jeremiah, the belt is back being his. Andrew Cooper saying, so Steel Talons tomorrow? Great game from Atari. Maybe. We'll have to see, 5 p.m. Join us for Monday Mystery. Will saying, do you guys have 720? Looking to come for my first time. This place looks awesome. Thank you so much for that. 720, we absolutely do have it. Let me sneak past our Star Wars Empire Strikes Back cockpit right here. We're working on it. We're working on it. That's again, we've been having so many problems with it, but we're getting it. We'll get it. 720, we absolutely do have it. Let me get right over to it. It's a little bit of a walk from where I was, but love showing off 720. Right there. Original dedicated. That stick, that angled, like spinning stick to do all the tricks. So cool. So cool. Can't wait to have you out, man. Brady saying Tuesday we'll have Carnival live stream on Twitch. Maybe. You know, I've seen, we had, what was his name? His name escapes me right now, but I've seen him 1cc all of Carnival, which is just, it's ridiculous. Some of the players here, they're just so good. Greg saying, summon Pete Hahn video. You know, we've, Monday, tomorrow we'll be summoning Pete Hahn. I'd hate to say that right now and have him drive all the way out here. Paul saying, ghosts are playing right now at Galloping Ghost. You can't see them. Well, maybe. You know, I was here a little bit earlier, just getting a few games of various things in. Chris saying, you forgot to say hi to me. Sorry, Chris. Hello. Thank you for joining us, man. Greg saying, what's Frenzy? Oh, Frenzy. So very similar to Berserk with Evil Otto chasing you and the robots. Frenzy is kind of the sequel to Berserk. Such a cool game. Love it, love it. You were able to, a little more refined than Berserk. You were able to defeat Evil Otto and reset him. I think you had to shoot him 5 times to reset him. Tommy saying, I had his son's 13th last month, and I promised Galloping Ghost is the first place to go for his birthday gift. Thank you so much for that. You know, I miss that a lot too. Usually on Saturdays, we get a lot of people having their birthday parties here, and it's just so awesome. It's so awesome. It's difficult to not have all of that going on every single day now, but we can't wait to have everybody back. Johnny saying, hopefully all the fix, I can't wait, head over there when it's open. Thank you so much, man. We're so anxious to have everybody back. Fat Chris joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Hope this weekend is doing well for you. When everything's finally sorted out in 2022, I'm so taking time off work to spend a weekend playing arcade games in Brookfield. Thank you so much for that, man. John saying, how many games are you guys up to now? So we have 766 games. Yeah, this is one building. You can see right there, it goes into the second building, and then that goes into the third building, then that goes into the fourth building. And then over here, on this side, that wall over there, that's got to come down. Then we're going to be going into what is the Canton building expansion. There's going to be a lot of games that we're going to be able to fit in there. Greg saying I have my GGA shirt cleaned and pressed, ready for action. Thanks. Thank you for that, man. Chris saying, look at this handsome guy here. What's up? What is up, man? Thank you for being here, man. Shane saying, hey, Doc, I've enjoyed the Twitch streams. Do you think you're going to be doing one tonight? Probably not tonight, unfortunately. We were trying to get Danielle to come in and play some more Flicky. Don't think it's going to work out, but tomorrow we'll do Monday Mystery, and then here on Facebook we'll do the rebroadcast on Tuesday. I'll probably sneak in another video in there somewhere. And then I know GGA Jeremiah wants to be back and try to work on the second loop of Contra Evolution, so that'll be really fun to watch. John saying, and you guys have a pinball arcade now too? We absolutely do. Galloping Ghost Pinball. It's 2 blocks to the east of the arcade. It's $15 to get in there. All the machines are on free play too. We've got 40 pins. We've got crazy rare ones. Joust and Varcon and Alien, a one-of-one Predator. We've got staples like Addams Family, Twilight Zone, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Monster Bash, all the Pinbots, all the Elviras, including the newest Elvira House of Horrors, which we just upgraded the code to .95, as well as Munster's Pinball. We did an event. We had Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster, out not too long ago. They just put out a new updated code for the Munsters as well. So that was really awesome. And fun time having Butch Patrick out here and hearing all his stories about being in the Munsters. Space Bomber right here. There's another one, Death Smiles. We were so excited to get Death Smiles on the floor. Great Halloween game. And Zurst came in and he put up 100 million on it. And it seemed to discourage a lot of the players, a lot of the regulars. We always see people on it, but it's definitely sometimes the regulars get kind of gun shy once they see a super high score go up that they're not ready for. All the greatest games. Got to do some woodwork on our Nemesis cabinet. I was so amazed to find an original Nemesis cabinet. That was such an unbelievable find. Great game, great game. Elton saying hugs from Brazil. Thank you, man. Awesome. Thank you for watching from Brazil. Shout outs to Master Tech Ken Walker joining us. Master Tech from Galloping Ghost Pinball. Ken Walker, thank you for being here, man. Let's see. Tommy asking, any chance you have eyes on a Robbie Roto cabinet? So those are, Robbie Roto is super rare. We have one game that was converted from a Robbie Roto, and we were looking at converting that back until we just found a fully dedicated, super nice Robbie Roto. Board didn't work when we came across it, but little effort, we got it all up and running. Picked this up out in Iowa, and great game. We've seen James White on it a ton. Joe Rainbow in the top spot, who was creeping up on the 1983 world record on that. Very cool. And Stephen Lucas has a great score on that as well. But yeah, Tommy, it is here. Robbie Roto, all original dedicated. Shout out to Tim Peterson for joining us. Dennis saying, when are large hats going to be back in stock? We actually do have those in stock. And really, thank you everybody that's been ordering stuff through our Galloping Ghost Reproduction site, gallopingghostreproductions.com. We've had so many people ordering hats and t-shirts and hoodies and things like that. So day passes, all of that really is such a tremendous help. As while we're not open to the public, we still are paying our guys. We've got 18 people working with us across the 6 businesses. So Reproductions is really the only thing open right now that is able to make cash for us. So it's been amazing. I thank everybody that's been supporting us with that. So thank you. We do have large hats in stock. If you order one, the site might say we're out. I know for a fact we have a few left. If you order, just note it that you want a large one, and they'll make sure that it gets hooked up. Greg saying we should run the gauntlet with Tony's staff. In trade, they bring food. That would be all right. That would be all right. Give a shout out to Brucina. My sister is watching. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Dan Iacovelli joining us. Thank you, man. Jay joining us, and David, thank you both so much. Todd saying, sadly, I actually converted an Atomic Hawk 777 and a tranquilizer gun to other games back in the 80s. I'm sick about it now. It happens. We hear that now, like collectors and people coming into the hobby are like, oh, they almost like if you show a conversion, people lose their minds over it. But that was what happened. That was the staple. That was what every arcade did. It was a needed element to convert games out. When they stopped earning, rather than just trash in the cabinet, you turn it into something else. Obviously now in hindsight, so many people, and Todd, you've done so many restorations. You've brought so many of these games back to life. A tranquilizer gun Those boards were so problematic. It's like Tempest. I see so many Tempests that have been converted. It's a tough board set. It's a vector monitor, so they would stop working. Same thing with Laserdisc games. They would stop working, and rather than just dump the whole cabinet, you put a board in, you put a JAMA game, convert it to JAMA, and the cabinet lives on. But I totally understand where you wish you had left it, but that was the industry. That was the industry. Paul saying Marble Madness. Love this one. Love Marble Madness. I cannot wait till we get all of our Atari games lined up. Greg saying make a Yar's Revenge. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Thomas Ross saying, what is Time Gal? Never heard of it. Is it any good? What's the premise of it in the individual cabinet, or is it a kit game? So Time Gal was a Laserdisc game, similar to Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, where you watched basically a cartoon, and at the right moment, if you wanted to jump, you would hit the button. If you had to duck, you'd push down. And there was like a right path to make it through the game. Very similar to Cobra Command. Had a little more action because it had, while you're shooting helicopters in a cartoon, you had like a reticle that you would move around. Time Gal, more similar to like Dragon's Lair, but just outrageously rare. It was put out in Japan only as a full cabinet, but I've never seen one. I've just never seen one. Elton saying, do you have a cabinet from Brazil? I've not gotten any cabinets from Brazil. I'm sure I've gotten some PCBs. I can't think of what off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's been one. Shout outs to Chris Tang, one of the legend of the industry, Chris Tang, who had made, again, every time Chris Tang pops in, we're always right by our giant Primal Rage banner that Chris had donated to us. Awesome having Chris here. He's also one of the inductees into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. Chris has worked on so many amazing arcade games, Primal Rage 2, some of the Street Fighter games, and just awesome to have him out. We've had him to the arcade several times. Always just has so much information to share. Thomas Ross saying, love Star Wars Cockpit. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. Again, that one has been so problematic for us, but we're going to get it. It'll be 100% soon. Greg saying 720 is fun but difficult. It is. Once you get the hang of it. I've seen some people just rock out on it and just put up some crazy scores, but definitely a high learning curve on it. Thanos joining us. Thank you for being here. What is up? Paul saying put out Excitebike. Maybe. We are, yeah, Ken Walker. Greg saying 766. Ken Walker saying 767 tomorrow. It's coming. It's hard to walk through the vaults. There's so many games that we want to put up. Sometimes we put up common ones, like not that we've put up Golden Axe recently by any means, but everybody knows Golden Axe. Whereas a game like Oli Buchu, nobody knows Oli Buchu. Bonanza Brothers, another super obscure game. And Boomeranger. It's fun to put up rare stuff. Like, you guys all know games so well. It's fun to put up something that you haven't ever heard of before, like Crazy Climber 2 or Blast Off. That was a couple of Mondays ago. That was a fun one. We've got our death race right here. This is running 100%. Was having a little bit of an audio issue, but that's all been fixed. We got Calry Coon versus Morgarian. That's been playing great. So many things. We've been working on so many things. I got to take our Star Wars trilogy seat apart. This light is out. We got to fix that. Mario Kart, we still have to fix the camera. We spent a lot of time getting the monitor fixed, and it's probably something really small, just a cable disconnected. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Greg saying, I can't wait to come back and play Nibbler. Oh, Nibbler is so good. Michael saying, any plans to reveal Diner Pinball on a future Friday mystery? Maybe. If Friday is the day we do our pinball games, so stay tuned. Alan asking, do you have Kiss Pinball? We don't. If you check out gallopingghost.arcade.com/games and click on the first link, that'll take you to our pinball list. Or you can look it up on Arcade, Aurcade. Sammy's saying there's other buildings now. Yes, we've actually spilled into the second building, the third building, and last year, I think in November, we got the fourth building set up, and now we're adding the fifth building, which will be going the other direction, and essentially we've got the whole block. So more coming, more coming. Paul's saying, make sure you give a shout out to Brew. Make my day. Brew, thank you for being here. Thomas Roth, Doc, how come you don't have a YouTube? We can donate to your channel. I can't from Facebook, can from Twitch. You know, we've been uploading these videos just now. We've been uploading them to our YouTube. So we'll be working on that. Thomas, I thank you so much for all your support and the donations, and it really helps. It's again, the support from you guys makes I love this stuff and I love sharing it, and we put all the money we get right back into it. We've got, you know, I was going over the vaults. I've been saying we have over 200 games in the vaults. Right now, I think we're just under 200 games. So there's a lot more coming, and that really helps. So thank you so much for that. Thanos saying, what do you get more of, arcade machines or pinball machines? Oh, without any question, more video side stuff. The pinball stuff is so expensive, and it's tough. It's tough. I love pinball, but I'm a video side guy. I know this side so much better, and there's games that are a challenge that we're trying to track down, and I just spend more time on the video side. Thomas saying, any idea on possible doing a monthly script for membership? We do. Well, for entry fees, we've got for the arcade, we have weekly, monthly, yearly, and lifetime as well. You can check those out on reproductions.com too. Greg saying, I need to be on that Life Force cabinet. That's another one. I've got a beautiful Life Force cabinet. We can separate that 2-in-1. It's got Life Force and Salamander 2, which is the sequel. But just need more space. We need more space. Any update on hoodies? I've been watching my mailbox. Hopefully tomorrow. I will again check with Pete to see why that has not gone out yet. Ronald saying, first day open, we are there. Thank you so much for that. Charles saying, are week passes available to purchase? They absolutely are. Again, if you check out Galloping Ghost Reproductions, I believe they're all on there. If not, give us a call tomorrow around, probably Pete will be here around 4 if anybody wants to order anything direct. He can set you up. The Todd Tucky saying the tranquilizer gun was like new, but only making so much a week. Yeah, that's the tough side of it. Especially back in the day, every machine had to earn. It had to pay for its space on the floor. Otherwise, something new had to come in that would do it. That's one of the things that it's always been kind of it's commonplace within arcades. Like they have to earn money. One of the nice things about this arcade, with us having so much space, even though something like Daikaiju no Gaikushuyu, not a ton of people played. Nobody played Daikaiju no Gaikushuyu. And it's not something that is kind of like the first go-to game here. It's not Terminator, it's not Revolution X or any of those. It's people haven't heard of it, but there are people that when they find it, this becomes a new favorite. And it's one of those, if you're only worrying about earnings, you're going to run into the problems where good games, even the classics eventually rotated off the floors. The Donkey Kongs, the Defenders, they eventually cycled off. They just didn't earn enough. and they had to make room for games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. So that's just kind of the part of it. This is the approach here has always just kind of been keep them all. So many of these games disappeared from everybody, and we don't want that to happen again. We want them all here, unless it's Double Dragon 3. No. Maybe even one day Double Dragon 3 will come back, but probably not. We'll see. Dan Icavelli saying an Atari row would be cool. It's coming. A lot of organization stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff being shifted around. It's weird having like this lineup right here. It's always been Castlevania, Burger Time, and then the 2 Punch-Outs. But now we've got Frogger and Ribbit right here. Ribbit, another unreleased prototype. Only place in the world that you can play that. Greg saying Atari is the center of the universe. There are a lot of Atari games out there for sure. Tim saying, I'd say the center of the universe is Nintendo. That's all to each his own. Nintendo, Sega, Atari. You can't really go wrong. Ken Walker saying also monthly, annual, lifetime, as well as daily and weekly, for sure. Chris Tang, thank you so much for being here, man. Love seeing the Gradius section and the Primal Range banner, of course. Can't not see it and not show that. So, Thomas Roth saying, I love all the Nintendo cabinets. They're so good, especially like the Punch-Out cabinets with those double monitors. Just awesome. Great design on those. Jay saying, hey, Doc, is there a list of games in order of when they went on the floor at Galloping Ghost Arcade? You know, that is something that we don't really have. I know we did a walk around. I'd have to even do some research here to get the exact order of when things went up. And there's days where we would put 15 games on the floor, especially on days like when we do a new expansion. There's days that 20 games went up, 25 games. So there's a little bit of gray area, but I would have to really go back and figure out all those, all the actual release dates. I should have kept much better track of that. Tim saying, I'm looking for a Primal Rage banner like that one. I want one. They are super rare. We were so honored to be given that by Chris, and we display it so proudly. I'll keep an eye out, but I've definitely never seen another one. Charles saying, thank you, trying to get all my ducks lined up for the 10-year. We are so anxious and hopeful that 10-year goes off without a hitch. We've got some big plans coming up for it. August 7th through the 15th is going to be our week. Giant 10-year anniversary. Let's see here. Greg saying, where did you get Tekken cards that's at the front desk? So our friends from Japan, our one friend Masaki and Yoshi brought those in to us. They stop by usually once or twice a year, and they're so good to us. They've helped us get games like AB Cop and First Funky Fighter, and they normally come in with a giant care package for us. Here's those Tekken cards right there. Got to start cleaning up here at the front counter. A whole box. So those guys were so generous to us. Elton saying some arcades I bought this week and will be restored. That is awesome. I'll check that out. Shout outs to Nick Huddleston. He's a phenomenal artist that I know. He's done stuff for our Dark Presence of Conquering Light. Make sure you hit him up and check out his Facebook page, as he shows off a lot of his artwork. And if you ever needed to do a commission piece, make sure you check him out. Greg saying, Death Race cracks me up just like Chiller. Those are both good games. Playing some Death Race yesterday. It was really fun. Nick saying, stop shaving and grow a beard. No, I don't know about that. I've never done that, so maybe one day. Thomas Roth saying, Doc, do you have a Demolition Derby? There's the 2-player stand-up or the 4-player cocktail table. So we do have the on the floor right here. We've got this super nice Demolition Derby. And this was on the MCR2 hardware. There was also an MCR3 hardware that, as you mentioned, was the 4-player one. You know, we were out at Jeff Naumann's, who is the programmer on Demolition Derby. He had a 4-player, and he donated it to somebody, but I don't know. We don't have one here at the arcade, but again, maybe it's sitting in the vaults. Having more space, I just cannot wait. There's so much stuff to give you guys and share with you, and it's going to be mind-blowing once we're able to get those other 198 games on the arcade floor. It'll be back up over 200 pretty quick. So, Paul saying, you deserve our support, Doc. You're an awesome guy. Thank you so much for that. It's I'm so fortunate to get to do something I'm passionate about. I love all this stuff. It's awesome to get to talk to you guys. And again, I can't thank you enough for all the support. Kevin saying checking in late, but better than nothing. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here on this Sunday. Jose asking, do you guys sell food as well? We've got chips and candy and soda and stuff. We don't really put our focus on the food side of it. If you do come out to the arcade, you can leave. Just hold on to the receipt. You can go out and get some food or go down to Brixie's and get something to drink and then come back to show the receipt. There's no re-entry fee, so you're literally good until 2 a.m. Paul asking about the real Ghostbusters. Yeah, we could go over by the real Ghostbusters. Again, we've got so many games pulled out. We've been doing so much rearranging. You know, now I'll show you Ghostbusters first. I know Fat Chris is a big Ghostbusters fan, so we'll show that right off. Right over here. So crazy. Great 3-player game. Ours is in a beautiful original dedicated cabinet. Right there. Has that Data East rounded marquee going on. 3-player panel. Bezel, side art is on there. So good, so good. I was just looking over here at, we just showed off our Godzilla cabinet upgrade. I'm already working on another cabinet upgrade. We're going from a 2-player version to a 3-player version, so maybe you guys can guess what that might be. The monitor that was in that cabinet was a little dull, and it needed some work. I took the rejuvenator over to it and just blasted. I thought I couldn't get a blue gun to light up. It was testing completely dead. So I really cranked up the volume on it, and it was like watching Luke getting shocked by the Emperor. It was some real hardcore lightning going into this thing. Saw a big pop. And it was like, okay, either that fixed it and blew the gun open and it's going to be super nice, or that's the end of that tube. And usually if it gets to the point where the monitor keeps losing and keeps being rejuvenated over and over, it's kind of one of those where we've either got to replace the monitor or we can hit it so hard. If we can just thread that needle and push it, maybe it'll fix it. If it breaks it, it was already done anyway, so now no big loss. But it all cleared out, and that monitor looks beautiful now. So wait till you see it. Maybe you'll see it tomorrow for the Monday Mystery. Patrick saying, would love to come up to your location and film some things for my YouTube channel, which is Patman QC History of Arcade and Documentaries. Thank you so much, man. Let me know when you're coming. We're here. We're here. Greg saying Darius Burst can become a new favorite too. Oh, Darius Burst is so good. We have a big thing coming up with Darius Burst fairly soon, so stay tuned for that. Paul saying, is your Dragon's Lair an original Laserdisc? So a lot of our Laserdisc games, we've actually opted to switch them to Dexters. All the boards are still there. It's really just the media replacement that stands in for the actual Laserdiscs. At one point, we had 9 of our Laserdiscs down, so it was just kind of like the players are not reliable enough to maintain running 7 days a week for 9.5 years. So the Dexter, we really scrutinized over it. And if the board isn't running right, the Dexter can't run right. So it's just the equivalent of the Laserdisc. All the other boards are there. Like, we've never used Daphne or Merlin or any of those. So Greg saying, Warlords looks cool. Need to play that. Love Warlords. We picked that up out at Midwest Gaming Classic one year. Chris Tang saying, I love it when you trash talk Double Dragon 3. It deserves it. Yeah, I just can't get into it. I'm a completist. Love Double Dragon 1 and 2. Even the Neo Geo beat 'em up game. It's not the best by any means, but it's fun. But 3, I just can't get into it. The only thing, somebody pointed out that it was the first microtransaction game, and that kind of was like, oh, well, yeah, that's cool. I don't like microtransactions, but that's all right. So maybe one day that'll give it some reprieve. But Brady's saying, see the 2 Judge Dredd games without glitching. We were having a little bit of problem going into the other room, so I'm not into the other building. So if I do that, it'll probably drop the signal. And the other one is in the Canton expansion already, so I will get those shown very soon. Jose saying, my favorite system is the Sega Dreamcast. I believe it was way ahead of its time. Great system. Alan saying the center of the universe is Galloping Ghost Arcade. So thank you so much for that, man. Paul saying, I just picked up a Retron 2 Nintendo and Super Nintendo combo. That is awesome. I hope you definitely have a lot of... I sent you a Facebook message on that. I hope you're putting that to some good use. Kevin saying, is there an Elevator Action 2, and is it comparable to the original? So it is a lot more faster paced action. We do have Elevator Action 2 here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. I was so excited to play that game when we got it. There is also an Elevator Action 3 called Elevator Action Death Parade. Actually, I would show you the cabinet of it, but it's kind of blocked off by Carnival right there. But we'll get that. We'll show that next time very soon. The animation is outstanding. It is super smooth. A lot faster paced action. It's 2-player, so it doesn't have the, it loses some of the classicness of Elevator Action. But it is definitely a phenomenal game. And the third one, Death Parade, is actually a light gun game, which is very bizarre, where it actually has doors that open and close in front of you, actual doors that open that you shoot out of the elevator, which was an odd choice, but fun. Where did you acquire Space Ace and Dragon's Lair? Asking Paul. So Dragon's Lair... we picked that up out in Michigan. Space Ace was a full restoration project. We had bought a conversion that was in an Exity cabinet. I want to say we picked that up out in Ohio. And then we eventually picked up an original Space Ace cabinet and converted the components over. Shout outs to Chris Page for joining us. Thank you for being here, man. That is, whenever Chris Page jumps in, kind of have to go back here and show off what he had helped us get. Super generous that he had sold us this amazing sit-down Space Harrier cabinet. Would not have that without Chris, so thank you so much for joining us, Chris. We're also joined by Christopher Alexander, one of the legends of Mortal Kombat, notable for being the last actor to film in Mortal Kombat. So awesome to have you here. Chris had played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So can't wait to have you back, man. It's been too long since we chatted. Greg saying, do the overhead. Something like that. Show off an overhead shot like that. We can do that. There's, again, one of my favorite shots in the arcade. Right there. There's a lot of games there. Chris Page saying, ending up keeping the Gradius 3, hopefully building a cabinet for it soon. Anyone make it? Repro art for it. So we have, I've never seen original art for Gradius 3. We've got a marquee. Definitely hit us up. Be happy to hook you up with one of those. Andrew Cooper saying they have a 4-player demolition derby at Robot City in Bingham, New York, I think. It is awesome. 4-player is so amazing. Alan's saying, will you still do walkthroughs once you open back up? We might not do them every day. I definitely want to keep doing the Twitch streams because that's been so much fun. And we'll definitely do walkarounds more regular, like we never did them. So it's by about 5 o'clock every day. It's like, oh, you know, I'm really wanting to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Anthony's saying, do you have room for all vault games to go on the arcade floor? Right now, no. Our Canton expansion, when that does open up, that'll help a lot. With Monday Mystery continuing, we're to the point where games are already spilling over there, so it'll be filling up quickly. We have, behind the second and third buildings, there's a business that once we're able to move them to a new building, then we would be able to probably reach 1,000 machines. So every game in the vault would be able to be on the floor at that point. Greg saying, Ghostbusters makes me want to fry some eggs. Sean joining us. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Tim Roth joining us. What is up, man? Thanks for being here. Zach Fox joining us. Greg saying there should be an elevator action on an actual elevator. That is literally what Death Parade is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. David saying, can you do some gameplay of the 2-player Star Wars game in Afterburner Deluxe? We will be doing that very soon. We've had a few people asking for Star Wars 2-player stuff, and it's coming. It's coming. We got to figure out who's going to be playing and how to get the... I don't think we had direct capture on that one, but we'll get that all set up. Shouts to Brian saying, hello from the West Coast, the GameWorks Classic Arcade. Any new info on when you guys might get to open up again? Not yet. No idea yet. Can't be soon enough for us. We are ready. Just have to wait it out. Again, we'll keep everybody posted. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and we won't be quiet about it. That's for sure. We can't wait to get everybody back out here. Tim saying for your next auction, you should auction off Twitch starring role. We could do that. We could do that. Shout outs to George. Thank you for being here, man. Can't wait to have you back at the arcade. Well, should be a fun day having you out, man. So, but I think that is going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to get back to fixing some more arcade machines. And I should really get working on that Monday Mystery game. That's it's less than 23 hours now before that has to be ready, but still plenty of time. We'll get it all done in time. So can't wait to see everybody tomorrow for the Monday Mystery. Again, thank you all for joining us on Facebook here. It's a lot of fun as always. Cannot wait until everybody is allowed back in the arcade, and definitely miss you all. Thank you all for joining us on this Mother's Day. Hope everybody is doing all right and staying busy and having fun, and just know it's going to be getting better soon. So thank you all so much. Take care. Dennis, Dan Icavelli, thank you for being here. Thomas and Tim, thank you guys so much. Chris, have a good one. Greg, awesome seeing you. Alan, thank you. Again, join us tomorrow for Monday Mystery. It's going to be a fun one, I think. It will be. It'll be good. Until then, everybody, Fat Chris, thank you so much. Awesome chatting with you. Until tomorrow, thanks, everybody. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. Stay safe, everybody.